Now, of late, you've seen quite a few upgrades happening in the hatchback space, especially the hot hatches, and you've also got some new players coming in. So what is now the new hot hatch that you should be buying? Well, we spent some time with them. Ashish had all three top contenders with him, in fact, and here's the story.
The hot hatches, or at least what comes closest to that in India. The Volkswagen Polo, which recently had its facelift, the severely facelifted Fiat Punto Evo, and the new arrival, the Hyundai i20. The i20 looks the largest, but in terms of attributes, all of them are fairly similar, and all cars have petrol and diesel options on offer. But today, we are pitting the best-selling diesels against each other. The Polo gets a brand new 1.5-litre TDI engine with 88 horses and a generous 230 Nm of torque. The Punto Evo has the tried and tested multi-jet unit that is known for its sporty character and efficiency and is available in two avatars, as you can see. While the i20 carries forward Hyundai's familiar 1.4-litre U2 CRDI engine, which packs in 88 bhp and 220 Nm, and it is a 6-speed gearbox. The Polo is not electric to drive and its suspension is not the best suited for Indian road conditions, unlike the i20's, which is softer and swallows up the bumps beautifully.
What really strikes out is how well engineered the Polo feels in comparison to the other two. It may not really have the flash value of the i20 and it may not really be as quirky as the Fiat is, but that's exactly where the Polo stands out. It is the most rounded product.
The i20's 1.4-litre engine gets an aluminium-made cylinder head and a chain-driven dual overhead cam configuration that breathes through 4 valves per cylinder. Hyundai has managed to give this engine supreme levels of refinement. It not only remains the quietest when you're in the cabin, but even when you listen to the three cars from the outside, the i20 comes across as the most silent.
From a performance point of view, it's not something that you may classify as a boy racer sort of a car, or it's not something that's really going to make your hair stand on end. But at the same time, it's similar on par with the other two. You do get a very soft suspension, so the regular undulations on the road are absorbed in a very confident way. But when you stretch the legs of the car, you do feel the suspension sort of playing the spoiled sport. And yeah, you cannot really be very aggressive with the car. I would actually want to have this for city drive and probably not even the Polo. But yeah, when you sort of go onto the highway and you start being a lunatic of sorts, I don't think it has that X factor that makes it special. I'm now driving the Fiat Punto Evo, and as you can see, I'm smiling. But this happiness is not really all that great amount of happiness. It's also somewhat of a disappointment. But why I'm laughing is because this thing feels absolutely different, absolutely wrong when you compare it to the other two cars.
The Punto is the oldest car out here. Sure, Fiat has given it a little bit of an update with the Evo tag, a different, kinda ugly face too, but it's basically the same old machine under its skin. Fiat is the maker of the most used modern diesel engine, the 1.3-litre multi-jet. Every other company, Maruti to GM, uses this motor, and yet, somehow, Fiat has never been able to pull off the refinement levels that, say, Maruti has with its Swift DDIS. But while the regular diesel makes 75 bhp, the Punto Sport variant that we have with us has a 91 bhp output, and that makes it the most powerful in this test.
I absolutely love the steering feel from this. This is a hydraulic system. The other two are the electric units, and there's a stark difference. This one feels very, very immediate, and especially when you compare it to the i20 feels really artificial at the wheel. This one is properly alive all the time, and yeah, it's also the most powerful, so you get off in a very, very good way. That really impressive feel through the gearbox is missing, and it feels rubbery, which the other two don't.
On the inside, it is the Polo's cabin that exudes the most solid sense of good materials, but it is lacking on the feature list as compared to the i20. The Polo does offer airbags and ABS standard, while on both the other cars, that's just on the top-end variant. Hyundai gives you an auto-dimming inside rear-view mirror, electrically adjustable and folding outside mirrors, and really pampers you with loads of goodies. There is a driver's side airbag and ABS in the mid-variants too. The i20 does not have one-touch up and down function for all the power windows, only the drivers, while the Polo does. The space factor shows up in the Punto Evo and it comes across as the most roomy. The Polo seems the most cramped of this lot, though it's certainly not unacceptable on cabin space. So finally, which car makes the most sense to buy? The Punto Evo is sporty and a bit mad, but really it's the most dated too. However, cabin space and updated looks as well as mileage are its USPs. The i20 is not the most well-engineered car, but it pampers you and it will be a great city driving option. The Polo though is the best built, best engineered and overall the most satisfying to drive. And so even though it comes across as pricey, the Polo with its 1.5 litre heart is our winner.